I'm Miro Kazakov. I'm a lecturer in the Sloan School at MIT, and I focus on data communications. So how we write about, how we talk about, and how we visualize data. So as a student at MIT, and then as an entrepreneur, and now as a faculty member at MIT, one of the things that I love about the environment here is just the openness that we have to make mistakes. The joke that I sometimes give to people is, as long as you don't hit a load-bearing wall, you're in good shape around here. So you can break things as long as they can be fixed. And that's a really important part of entrepreneurship, which is that ability to break things and have them be fixed. I think one of the other big things I learned from being at MIT and being in a business school at an engineering school is that you can't do anything alone. There's no project of any substance that a person can do by themselves. There's no bridge that's ever been built of size that is just one person who designs it and constructs it and does all of that work. You need a team of people together. And where I focus right now is on how do those people communicate? How do they make the decisions that turns an idea, a fragment of an idea, into something that is real and is vibrant and creates value in the world. And the exciting thing for me is, how do we align tens and hundreds and thousands of people so that they're all making the best decisions that they possibly can every single day? So in the knowledge economy, there's really three kinds of literacy that you need to be able to communicate information. And that's different from the getting to the right answer. You actually have a lot of experience on how people get to the right answer. But what we see students and companies are having more trouble with is, once you've gotten to the right answer, how do you align the entire organization around them? And I think one of the challenges we've had is there's a third form of literacy that people are not that literate at, which was, we know and expect our employees to be able to read and write, and we expect them to be able to speak and listen. But with data, it's really important that you also be visually literate, which is that ability to design and interpret sometimes very complicated visual ways of describing data. Because as data gets more complicated, there are problems and ways of expressing information that you need to supplement to words and speaking. The easiest one has been graphs. Most people know a line graph. But even when you start moving towards what folks in academia would probably think of as pretty simple next step graphs, box and whisker plots, scatter plots, you often see this struggle with people outside of your field of expertise, senior executives, people who don't know your space, struggling to understand data that seems obvious and intuitive to you. And so what visual literacy about is both educating people and organizations in how to design and interpret in a way that's easy to understand, and also among people in that organization to be able to do that interpretation faster. And it's really this literacy that 20 years ago, we gave people all of these design tools, really powerful ones to put at their disposal, PowerPoint, charting software, and we never really taught anyone how to use them. And so now we're finally getting to a place where we're saying, oh, with all of this data, we better figure out how to use these so we can actually communicate properly. And so we're finally starting to see a coalescing around some rules, some best practices, and some ways of combining visual literacy with reading and writing and speaking to make it easier for groups of people to come together and make the same decision.